called to say hello. Your voice always takes the pain away. The thought is unimaginable that I saw you for the last time and didn't know. You were the one that I wasn't supposed to lose. I thought I'd have you for my lifetime, have you for a lifetime. Now I'm walking around in a haze. There's no color, only darker shades of gray. You showed me the way when I was lost and alone, but you never really showed me how to let you go. You were the one that I wasn't supposed to lose. I thought I'd have you for my lifetime, have you for a lifetime. Who do I talk to when I want to talk to you? I thought I'd have you for a lifetime, have you
back to the rundown. Of course, today we're going to be talking about Bulletproof, which would kick off with Blackheart taking on Psycore in a sadistic madness first blood match where you'd have to make your opponent bleed before getting the pin. Psycore would be the first man to make Blackheart bleed, but he wasn't able to capitalize on that, and then Psycore would turn around and he would bleed after a DDT onto the porch. Of course, this is where Blackheart would take advantage and pick up the victory to retain his hardcore championship. Of course, something that wasn't on the show would be Psycore retiring, announcing that that would be his final match in XCW. Of course, Psycore, during this long-time run of his, world champion, 2021 Superstar of the Year, hardcore champion, member of the winning team Royalty at Allegiance. So congrats to Psycore on a great career, and good luck to him and his future. But let's move on to the dog collar chain match that saw J.J. Kelty taking on Jay Ellis. Of course, both men tied by steel alone. It would be J.J. Kelty multiple times using the chain to whip away at Jay Ellis. But as things picked up, Jay Ellis would use the chain to his advantage to choke out J.J. Kelty to where Kelty would not be able to answer a 3 count, and Jay Ellis would pick up the victory. Next up, after it was revealed Corey Lee attacked Void at Allegiance, these two men would face off one-on-one. Corey Lee even going to the point of hiding behind Void's fiance, trying to prevent Void from getting to him. But, you know, Void would end up getting to Corey Lee, but it would be Corey Lee picking up the victory, and it seems Corey Lee is just getting started on the new side of him and who he has become. Now, we're going to move on to where DJ Wolbert, it was announced he would defend his New Age Championship. He'd do it against none other than Patrick O'Reilly. Patrick O'Reilly showed some new side of things, at one point powerbombing Wolbert, and it looked like Patrick O'Reilly was on his way to winning the New Age Championship, but Wolbert would get frustrated, infuriated, and just beat away at Patrick O'Reilly, causing a disqualification. Patrick O'Reilly got the win, but DJ Wolbert would pick on the victory. And now we'll talk about DJ Wolbert finding out who his #1 contender for his New Age Championship would be, as Anthony Steele took on Miano Diaz. Steele had the strength advantage, and it showed early on, but Diaz would use his speed advantage to get away from Steele, use some kicks to strike Steele down, but it would be Anthony Steele making Miano Diaz taste his steel and moving a step closer to DJ Wolbert and that New Age Championship. Of course, Steele now has Luke Blaze by his side, so Steele might be more unstoppable than he was when he debuted. But we're going to cut to our first commercial break, and when we come back, we will have the All-American Brady Branson joining us today.
Coming soon to XC Wrestling 1.
Do it now.
Motherfucker!
The struggles.
Do it now. Do it now.
So you came and took my gold, but it still took three last calls.
Welcome to my sometime later.
Do it now.
Back from that commercial break, like I said, we have the All-American Brady Branson joining us, who at Bulletproof he did take on Deacon Storm and Trinity Parker in a triple threat match for the United States / International Championship, depending on what you call it. A little bit of different things for you, Brady Branson, having to prepare for Deacon Storm, who you've had history with, but also having to prepare for the element of Trinity Parker being on her own. So walk us through, the preparation where you're preparing for someone who you've never been one-on-one with?
Well, you see, the preparation was get through Deacon and beat the shit out of Trinity. And I figured she'd just lay down and take it, and, seeing the results, she kind of did. But she always has a trick up her sleeve, just like someone else I feuded a couple years back, who beat the shit out of my teacher.
Well, okay, then, like you said, you kind of thought Trinity Parker would lay down and take it, and everyone was chanting they wanted you to beat the living hell out of you. So, be honest with this question. Did you also want to, beat the living hell out of Trinity Parker?
Of course. Going into it, you're looking at the fact she cheated me out of several matches behind Deacon's back, and I just wanted a little retribution.
Well, you didn't really get that retribution, as Trinity Parker would capture that United States International Championship. So let me ask you, how's it feel to lose in a championship match to a girl?
Well, not too great. About how you would expect.
Alright, and now it seems like maybe, now that she's captured that championship, it could be maybe a new sign of things for Brady Branson. Brogan O'Shea's at the top right now. You and him have had history. So what's next for Brady Branson?
Well, now that I don't have the U.S. Championship weighing me down, I can get back to doing things I love, like running the lemonade stand with Psycho, eating hot dogs with Psycho. It's pretty much just hanging out with Psycho Circus Clown. That's about it.
Alright, well, thank you for joining us, and you heard it here first. Looks like Brady Branson is going to go spend some time with Psycho Circus Clown. Of course, weather's getting warmer. 4th of July right around the corner, so good luck to you in your hangout sessions, and we'll cut to our final commercial break before we get into the rest of the matches, as well as today's XCW Xtra, where it pins Psycore against Jessie Justice. Back from that commercial break into our first contest after to talk about Hunter Houken taking on Hayden Vex. Of course, no easy task as Hayden Vex has been the alpha, claiming he wanted more competition thrown at him. This competition in Hunter Houken would be thrown at Hayden Vex, but it would be competition that Hayden Vex couldn't take down, as Hunter Houken would pull off an upset win. And now it's been back-to-back weeks where Hayden Vex has asked for competition and lost. So maybe it's time Hayden Vex stops asking for some of these new guys. But now we're going to move into the Field of Fatality match, which saw myself and my tag team partner SAT taking on Law Enforcement in a match where Law Enforcement believed they would win no matter what. But not even kendo sticks, darts would be able to bring the tag titles to Law Enforcement, as myself and SAT proved that the tag team division will stay intelligence. And now it seems like it's back to the back of the line for Law Enforcement. But next up, we had Brady Branson on the line. Talk to him about what it was like to lose the triple threat match between him, Deacon Storm, and Trinity Parker, in a match where Trinity Parker was probably the underdog. Nobody expected her to win, but sometimes being the underdog favors you, as Trinity Parker would not only win the International United States Championship, but she would make history, as she is the first woman to ever hold a championship in XCW history. We'll have to see what's next for Trinity Parker and her newly won championship. But now we're going to get into the main event, which Fletch did say he had a close eye on that fatal four-way at Allegiance, and it proved he did, as he went one-on-one with Brogan O'Shea. Of course, Brogan O'Shea wanted to prove that this championship run was going to be different for him, and as he was looking to win, Hayden Vex and Corey Lee would attack Brogan O'Shea, Fletch joining in on the fun, and Fletch and his royalty mates would stand tall over Brogan O'Shea. One would have to assume Fletch must be next in line for an XCW Championship title match. But we will have to stay tuned and find out, and you'll have to stay tuned for our XCW Xtra between Jessie Justice and Psycore.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for another XCW Xtra here on the Rundown, and we have a barn burner here tonight. We have two former XCW champions locking horns. We're talking about none other than two-time XCW champion Psycore and our most recent XCW champion, Frantic Jessie Justice, going one-on-one. And these two seasoned vets have done it all on XCW, and now they're finally going to lock horns here on the XCW Xtra.
He's definitely flashing style here. We know Psycore is more of that pound away, slow strike. Where Jessie has a more unorthodox style. He focuses on using weird tactics to not only get in your head, but also take advantage, take control, whether it's fighting someone or random timeouts that confuse people and wonder, does Jessie even know what's going on right now?
Making his way to the ring next.
As we await the arrival of the beast Psycore, making his way to the ring now. I mean, you got to think, these two finally meeting in the ring, it's literally anybody's game. It does, I mean, anyone could walk out of this match the winner. It's a matter of, is Jessie Justice going to be able to play enough mind games to get under the skin of Psycore? Or is Psycore going to use his dominating force to make sure that he grounds Jessie once and for all? And that's going to be the ultimate test between these guys in this match.
You see it on Psycore's shirt, it says tap, snap, or nap, and that's his motto. He's either going to make you tap out or force you to go to sleep. That's where you get the nap part. Or if it goes too extreme, he might just snap your limb in half.
Here we go. The match is underway. Psycore, Jessie Justice one-on-one. And And Jessie wants to do a little bit of a test of strength with Psycore, and I don't know if that's exactly the best idea for Jessie
It
Justice.
looks like Psycore was able to psych him out there instead of test of strength, delivering some striking blows. And here you see it early on with an early submission attempt trying to make Jessie go to sleep.
And that's what you talked about a little bit ago. He's a technician. He's a brawler. He can do all of these things. He has a range like no one else in the XCW.
It looked like Jessie Justice might have bit him, which we referred to earlier. That unorthodox style. Now Jessie Justice has Psycore in the corner looking for a couple of blows to the head.
And Jessie Justice, there's the unorthodox style, grabbing the ears and a headbutt, grounding Psycore in the corner. And it makes you wonder what goes through the mind of Jessie Justice in any kind of match, not even this type of match, but any match. He's so unorthodox. He's so unique. That in itself makes it entertaining to watch.
Jessie Justice keeping Psycore down here, just kicking away at the knee of Psycore, and looks like now he's going to go for that other knee. He's dropping his fist right down on it, and like even with Psycore being under the ropes, Jessie Justice stays on the attack.
He's putting some pressure down on the chest cavity of Psycore, trying to take the breath out of Psycore, and that might be good for him to set up the Baldo Bomb. If he can do that, it's in. But Psycore with a low blow, and the referee asking Psycore what the hell he's doing. Obviously not legal in this type of match.
Definitely not. The low blow might have been the opening that Psycore needs here.
Psycore with a very unique DDT there, crossing his arms. There's no way to protect his head or his face. We get a 2 count there. Psycore staying on top of Jessie Justice, trying to wear him down with multiple pins in a row.
Psycore slow to getting back to his feet here. Jessie Justice also slowly getting up. Psycore with a kick directly into the gut of Jessie Justice. Now it looks like he's going for that throat.
And he's got his foot across the throat while he's pulling his arms. It's to make even more pressure on the throat. And it's kind of paying him back for what Jessie was doing to him a little bit ago, having his foot on his chest. A little bit of what we like to call a receipt.
Now Psycore bringing Justice back to his feet, but it looks like Jessie might have got away with a low blow there, and now might be just choking away at Psycore, trying to block the ref's vision.
Both men doing all the dirty tactics, trying to do everything that they can to get over on the other. It's a matter of who's going to come out with the last dirty tactic, and there's a hard right shot to the gut by Psycore. Too frantic Jessie Justice as he continues to work on him here. And could Psycore be setting up? Yes, it is the psych out. Can that be it? 2, 3, and it is.
Psycore with a win here, taking out Jessie Justice with the psych out. We mentioned it. Psycore wrestling his last match in XCW, a Sadistic Madness First Blood match. But kind of seemed to go out with a win in our XCW Xtra here today.
Yeah, Psycore with that psych out of nowhere, defeating Jessie Justice to wrap things up here on XCW Rundown Bulletproof Edition. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you